Mr. Thames, my name is Lydia and I'm a student physical therapist at Anderson University. I'm going to be working with you today. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So what we're going to be doing today is something called postural drainage, and what that is basically putting you into different positions to help certain parts of the lung drain, get some of that mucus and crud out of the lungs and into the larger parts of the airways to help you kind of cough that up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So the first position I'm going to be doing with you is putting you at a slight incline. So your head is going to be pointed more downwards, and your legs and hips and things are going to be elevated a little bit off the table. Does that sound like something you're comfortable doing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if you'll stand up for me, what I want you to do is I want you to put your head on this pillow, kind of your side area on these pillows, and kind of put your hips and bottom on this pillow. And we'll just make sure we're doing that very carefully since we're sitting down on pillows. Great. And then I'm going to elevate your legs and ankles with some of these towels and pillows. All right, and then I'm going to stick a pillow under here. Okay, and one under the legs. All right, do you feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we're doing with this one is the right lateral basal. And so what we would want to do is have the patient elevated about 18 inches in that Trendelenburg type position. But unfortunately, we could not achieve that. But we definitely want the lower half of the body and side to be elevated. So Mr. Thames, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to, like I said, drain parts of the lung. And the specific area that we're trying to do is on the lateral side of your right lung. Now at this position, we're trying to drain it both medially and superiorly. Like I said, just try and get that to the larger parts of the airways so that you're able to cough that up. Excuse me. We would probably also percuss over the area, just some light rhythmic tapping to try and break up some of that mucus, and probably leave you in this position about 5 to 10 minutes, just making sure that you feel comfortable and not feeling lightheaded or anything like that. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So after that, we would get you up. So I'm just going to take these out from under you. Great. Now I'll just have you sit up nice and carefully. All right, and we'll scoot over. And from here, what we would do is I would just have you try and cough up some of that we've hopefully gotten to those primary airways, and hopefully get that up and out of your lungs. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right, Mr. Thames, the next position we're going to be doing is elevating the upper part of your body. And so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you lay kind of on this makeshift ramp with your kind of bottom area and hips here, and then your head up here. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So we'll just be careful. All right. Alrighty, you can rest on that right shoulder. Are you comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we're doing in this one, and excuse my poor body mechanics, but different from the last time, this is trying to get more of the posterior side of the lung. And what it's going to be doing is we're going to really be trying to get this to drain medially and slightly inferiorly. And the only thing different I would be doing here is we would want this probably elevated just a little bit more, probably more of a kind of a 45-degree angle than what we have right now. But that's what we would be doing. once again, we will probably do some percussion to try and break up that mucus and leave him here for about 5 to 10 minutes. Do you have any questions, Mr. Timms? Great, so I'll have you sit back up and scoot over. And once again, I would try to help you cough some of that up. We would have you take that deep breath and just try and cough out what we drained. So does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Great. Well, do you have any questions about what we did? Mm-hmm. Great. Well, it's very nice meeting you, and I look forward to working with you again soon. Thank you.